Good morning. Good morning, everyone. June 12th, finally here. SpaceX IPO, and the whole market is waiting for the IPO, which is going to happen today. I'm going to talk about the IPO. I'm going to talk about the overall market, the events, the news that happened, and the plays, the stocks that we can have on watch for the day. All right. Awesome. Let's get right into it.
Recording in progress.
Oops. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about the overall market first. What is happening here? SPY, Qs, both bounced above the demand zones, and in the pre-market so far, they're holding above the previous resistance zone that they rejected in the last 2-3 days. We're seeing the same setup on both Qs and SPY and many other names, which I will talk about them one by one. Reports suggest that US and Iran could reach and sign a deal around the G7 summit next week. We'll see. We'll see if this is news or the rumor. Oil is pushing back down. WTI, if you check it out, we're going down below this 85 zone finally after a really long time. If you see, we were not able to clearly hold above 85 for a really long time, like at least since April 17th. But that was just like a drop and then a massive reversal and bounce back up. There was no hold around these zones. Basically, since the time that the conflict started, we were not able to hold below this zone. We're holding. We'll see if it can hold or not. But this is the first time that is happening right now. Reports mention a possible reopening and normalization around Strait of Hormuz. We'll see if this is a real news or the rumor, but technically the market is reacting, and we're seeing the signs of bullishness on the equities market and the bearishness on the oil market. Semiconductors, NVIDIA, AMD, AVGO, TSM, all of them are looking pretty strong. And by checking out SMH, you can have some sort of understanding of the whole sector, right? SMH right below this resistance of 615, but technically we saw this relative strength on SMH breaking this flag that we had that we formed the last couple of days and breaking it, retesting 615. This is what is happening right now on SMH, and once we basically control above this 600 level, there is a high chance of breakout. I'm going to talk about individual tickers as well. Okay. All right. So good morning, everyone. Good morning. All right. What's next? Adobe reported earning, beat earning per share and revenue, and guided higher, but the stock's down because of the CFO is leaving. So a massive drop here, a gap down. Wow, where is Adobe? What is going on? We are way below. I don't even have the levels for Adobe's price action. Adobe below this 204, 205 level looks pretty weak here. It's rejected this zone like a textbook, right? And broke down, and now we're holding below this 205 level, which is a very important level. And it's interesting that Adobe is just like really down. So AI effect. So what is happening right now is a pure bearishness on Adobe. We'll see if it can hold this 205 or not. If it can't, there is a high chance of continuation. But if we reclaim the 205, there is a gap to fill all the way up till at least this 220 on Adobe. So Lennar is slightly lower. LEN reported earning. It was in line earning per share, but missed the revenue expectation. Okay, so didn't really move that much. Nothing crazy happened. If it gets above this 96 to 98 zone and hold there, that could be a good setup for a possible bullish continuation. Overall, Asia closed higher. Strong move in Japan, Hong Kong, India, Korea, and Australia. And central banks are, Bank of Japan may hike the rates next week. We'll see if this will affect the US market or not, but we'll see. All right, that would be it on the news, on the events, on the economic calendar, and also on some earning plays. We have SpaceX, SPCX. If you click on SpaceX in whatever trading platform you're using, you won't find anything because the IPO is going to be today. Now, usually IPOs are within 30 minutes of the market open. So right around like 10 a.m., it will basically kick in, and like you will see the charts, and IPO technically starts and ends till around like 3 p.m. So you can trade shares on SPCX, SpaceX, but you can't trade the options. Options are available from June 16th, if I'm not wrong, and that is where you can start trading options on SpaceX. But I will talk about a couple of tickers that are related to SpaceX sector that might move and might be interesting to watch. Okay, let's get started with the overall market first. What is happening here on S&P 500? Okay, SPY, we are holding right at 738 zone. Where is it? What is this zone? This is the same exact level we almost bounced above in Friday, and then on Monday, and then on Tuesday we broke it, retested and held the level. On Wednesday we rejected the level. On Thursday we were consolidating right below the level, acting as a resistance, and couldn't break it. And finally we broke it. We're holding. We broke above this level. We retested it, and we're bouncing back up. So pretty important zone. A reclaim by the buyers shows the strength of the demand, and as a result, we might see a possible bounce above this level. However, if the bounce wants to happen, we will probably have to break through this 745, 746 resistance zone, and this is a big zone technically, right? This is mainly right around this zone, right? This is a relatively big zone. This is the same exact area that we rejected back in Monday and on Tuesday as well, and just the price just like dropped heavily, right? And this is exactly where the around this 741 2, where it is trading almost right now, is exactly where the 9 EMA on the daily chart is. So there is a layer of resistance right on top of it as well. Now we'll see who can control the price action. If we have enough demand pressure, the price might bounce here and break through this resistance wall, which is a very important wall, by the way, right? This is a pretty big zone. See, this is the same zone. I just want to bring it a little bit lower so that it can be clear. This is the same exact zone that we had hard time breaking and got rejected. Now, if the price bounces above this level, you want to be careful around this 450, 745, 746 zone on SPY. On the other hand, the demand is right around this 738 all the way down till probably around this 733.4. And in case of breakdown and failure, there is a possibility of sell-off continuation down till 724.5. We'll see if that happens or not. For now, in the pre-market, we're holding really strong above the demand zone. So that tells me the demand is strong. The possibility of bounce is there. Even if we consolidate here for a while, even if we basically pull back a little bit early in the morning, there might be still chance of a bounce and continuation to the upside. We'll see if that happens. Qs, right? Qs, they have done the same exact price action. Like this, it's basically breaking this trend that was formed after last week's Friday. We broke out of the level. Now we retested in the pre-market. Where did we retest? The same zone that we rejected multiple times. So here's the zone that we had on a Monday. The price bounced back up, held, bounced back up, rejected 725, pushed all the way back down, retested 710, couldn't break, rejected, retested 712.13, couldn't hold, rejected, another retest, couldn't hold, rejected, finally broke out. We are now retesting 712.13 zone again, and we're bouncing back up. So the zone totally became a demand zone under control of the buyers. In case of, again, consolidation, a small pullback here, you want to check out the whole zone and make sure that the whole zone is controlling, the buyers are controlling the whole zone. And in case of a bounce, the next level you want to have on watch would be 723, 725 resistance zone. Very similar to SPY's price action. And this is the same exact zone we rejected back on Tuesday and Monday. And we had hard time breaking on Friday, finally broke, and we had this massive drop. So what does it mean? If the buyers can control the level and push the price higher, there should be a really tough fight between the buyers and sellers to break this 724.5. If that breaks, the possibility of continuation will be there, and we might see some crazy ripping in the market. So keep that in mind. So the key zones, 710.13, and then 722, 725 resistance on Qs. I already explained what is happening in SMH as well. So pretty much same kind of concept here. As long as we hold this 600 zone, we're good. If we cannot hold, we can go all the way down. The next level will be 585 level, but the key resistance is around this 614.15. And if that breaks, we can continue higher and retest all-time highs. Now, a couple of individual tickers. Apple, beautiful breakdown, or basically pullback. It's not a breakdown. It was a pullback, a hold on 287, 288, the exact previous all-time high, and bouncing back up. So very clear price action, textbook play. And so far what it's doing is basically holding this demand as well. So this same zone that it couldn't break on Wednesday, we're finally above the level, and we even retested the level, and we are slightly holding above this zone. So in case of a hold, the next target would be around $300 on Apple if the continuation happens. If it fails, then we can go back down till this 290-ish area. Tesla did pretty much the same thing. If you check out the Tesla's price action here on the daily chart, we pushed back down and hit 382 in the last few days, basically sell-off situation that we had in the market. Tesla hit 380 zone and bounced back up yesterday, and in today's price action, we are basically reclaiming 395 zone, the same zone that we rejected multiple times in the last few days. We're reclaiming and retested, and it's bouncing back up above the level. So again, shows the strength of the buyers And in case of hold around this zone, we can go for another retest of 410, 415, and then see if this can break this like 415, 16 zone finally or not. But this is a pretty important zone. If you see there, if you can see here, we have a trend, and this zone acted as a massive support and resistance area for so long. We have the EMA on the daily chart, 9 and 21 EMA on the daily chart, right around those areas, and 200 SMA on the daily chart, right around 415. So it's a massive level. It's a huge wall. If that breaks, we can go for another run. We'll see if it is going to happen or not. That's a different story. But if that breaks, that could be interesting. But before that, you don't want to go long. You don't want to go long below a resistance, below a massive supply wall. You want to wait for that break to happen and then go for it. Here, the story is different. If you want to catch any kind of bullish setup, this would be a bounce above this level and a target of this 410, 450. Okay, NVDA. Let's talk about some semis. So NVDA is, lagging, right? We held a 200 area, but then now we're not really, there isn't really massive strength. It's good that we are reclaiming this 204 level and we are breaking above it and holding it, but it's not a massive reclaim. However, it's still okay that we are basically controlling above this 204. If we get above this pre-market level of 206, 207, we can go for another retest of 210 and 212. Then that's the big zone that if we break, we can go for another run all the way up till this 217, I would say. So NVIDIA is okay. We'll talk about it. We'll see if the price action works well or not, but we need to get out of this 211, 12 for having a clear bullish setup. Google, not really that interested unless we get out of this 374. AMD definitely looks a lot cleaner than NVIDIA, as you can see, right? Looks a lot cleaner, and this zone is acting as a demand right now. The same zone that we rejected, Finally, we broke out, retested, we pushed all the way higher, hit 506. The same exact zone, very similar price action to SPY and Qs. We rejected it. We are rejecting it, and it's pushing back down. So this zone of 485 would be very important level to watch. In case of hold, we can go for a pretty good run on AMD if we break this 500 7/8 resistance area. Okay. Intel, Intel was a pretty good name yesterday as well. The price action wasn't really that good yesterday, but it had a catalyst. It is moving pretty well. It is holding a 115 zone pretty well so far, like even after yesterday's price action, which I like it. So this is good. We're still holding above 115. And if we push all the way higher, if we break out of this 118, there isn't really a massive wall all the way up till this 122, 123, and then we can go all the way till 125. So Intel, AMD looks a lot more cleaner than NVIDIA, definitely. Meta, it's just bouncing here, like I don't really like it that much, but above this 578. We can go up till 588, right? And that could be a play, but I'm not really interested in trading it long that much. You could go for a retest of, as I said, 585, 586, but not that interesting. MU looks pretty solid here. Like this reclaim of 950 happened on MU as well. The resistance around is 995, 1000. would be the key zone. We break 1000, we can rally. And Amazon reclaimed above 242, right? This is the same reclaim that we're seeing. If it holds, we can run all the way up till this 248. So again, not as interesting as some other tickers like AMD and Intel, I would say, but it still looks pretty solid if it holds above this 243, 44 zone. PLTR is also bouncing above the demand zone, so you can keep it on watch. Not an interesting price action, especially around these areas that it is trading right now. And yeah, WDC definitely looking pretty solid here. Very strong bounce and breakout of this bull flag. A retest of 525 and getting ready for a break above this 550 on watch for continuation on WDC as well. Yeah, I would say that would be it for the day. The main focus for me would be the overall market, semiconductors, Tesla, and then waiting for SpaceX. Okay. All right. So I will be going ahead and trade live with the team. As always, if you want to join us, you can check out the link in the description. Join us, trade live with us, and learn how to trade, learn how to understand the market, learn how to become independent trader, and build a systematic basically business for yourself, and just be able to trade and make money. SpaceX, this is the biggest IPO in the market in the history of IPOs. It's a big deal, and like it's really interesting if you can trade it. If you know how to trade it, this can change your life. You can make an additional income. You can have an additional basically a side hustle, a side income, and gradually make it a business for yourself. So if you want to join us, make sure to check out the description below. And if you have